Hey, this is King Firehawk from 1640 PWPR. Coming up, the Blind Tag Podcast, which is exclusive here to 1640 PWPR, the home of pro wrestling podcast radio and more.
Hello out there in the podcast world. Once again, you've reached the Blind Tag, and I am, of course, Big Dick Giddeon alongside Kryim and Dante.
Hey.
Hey, guys.
We do have a whole big bunch of stuff that we want to get into today. So
We can say a potpourri of stuff.
yeah,
We actually have stuff to talk about.
we got a lot of shit to talk about. So let's just dive right in.
First, I want to say I love watching Big Dick's pantomime when he says hello out there in the podcast world, because he stretches his arms out as if he's casting a spell. Happens every time. Love it.
We already went through this. It's called method acting.
He's a method actor.
Yes, he is.
He has to project.
Um,
That's what he does.
sorry about that. Some people sending me messages on air. Anyway,
We're live, pal.
we're live here, pal.
Well, not for the audience,
Yeah.
but for us, it's live.
You're half the man that I am, and I have half the brain that you do.
Wait, what? So the first thing we got is Awesome Kong versus Matt Hardy's wife. Now, Dante, you had looked this up. What exactly happened?
All right, well, you keep vamping. I'll bring that up.
Well, it's not the first time Awesome Kong has gotten in trouble for something.
Yeah.
She actually went after another wrestler at one time. I can't. It's in the article.
Basically,
There
yeah. Basically, like they a couple years ago, they had like a beef, like an internet beef, doing shoot videos on each other
Yeah.
or something along those
Yeah, it's
lines.
back in 2013.
Yeah. So I mean, like there was shit said, and they were like whatever. But apparently, during this tour, Rebby Sky, Matt Hardy's wife, wasn't dressing with the other knockouts.
Okay.
Which is whatever, and then like on another night she tried to dress in the same locker room as them, and I guess Awesome Kong took offense to that, saying, "Oh, now you're just like us, you're not better than us anymore," and took her shit and threw it down fucking in the hallway.
Amusing.
Which is is old school.
It is very old school. Just because you marry a wrestler doesn't make you a wrestler.
Yeah. So it was very old school.
It's true.
As this. What it seems like, it basically seems that Rebby Sky went to go tell somebody in TNA, came back, didn't apologize, and then fucking physical altercation possibly may have happened. There's multiple different
Versions
of what happened, but
yeah.
at the end of the day, Awesome Kong got sent home from the tour, which, okay, it's old school, but it's not the worst thing that could possibly happen as far as disrespecting the group, the Knockouts. I mean, yeah, she didn't dress with them, but it's not like majorly disrespectful. So, I mean, like, maybe Kong was just on a bad mood that day.
I mean, as far as, big topics go, I would imagine, like, when we talk about big cards.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Big Kong or Awesome Kong? Or, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm incorrect. But I don't know. To be honest with you, until Dante actually mentioned her, I had no idea who that was.
Well,
So-
she had a blip in the WWE until she got pregnant, and she was a huge force for the time that
She was Karma,
there.
right?
I mean,
Is that Karma? Well,
Yeah.
didn't she lie about being pregnant?
No, she was really pregnant.
Oh.
And then, she had lost the kid, but...
I think it was like in her 6th or 8th trimester. It was not a not a shoot. Yeah, she really
8 months
or something like it was.
6
it
or 8
was
months.
it was a very late miscarriage.
That sucks.
So
I just but yeah, I mean, Awesome Kong. lost a lot of momentum when she left the business right after that.
Yeah.
When she got picked up by WWE, she like Dante was saying, she was all the rage. Mm-hmm. Everybody was excited that Kong was in WWE.
And she was just starting to get that push.
And she was just starting to get that steam, and then nothing. Then it petered out. And, she the reason why I liked her and watching, what was her name? Not Rebby Sky. She was doing like a voodoo chick gimmick. Oh, God. She was with the Voodoo Kin Mafia.
I don't remember. That was so long ago.
It was basically, it was a chick, but they had these matches where like they'll go after each other and they would potato the shit out of each other. It was great.
Yeah.
And there was a spot that sold me on Awesome Kong where Kong had set up a chair in between the top and middle rope, like they always do. And she didn't when it came time for her to go through the chair. She didn't like slow up and no. She went full force through that fucking chair, like better than most men.
She
and I'm
took
like,
it like a man.
and she ate it, and that's what sold me. I'm like, she doesn't give a shit. And
and you don't see many women in wrestling like that.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I remember correctly, she was big enough to wrestle some of the guys,
and she did.
And
I believe she did because she was like, "Oh, don't send me any women," because she kept beating down every woman that came in.
Yeah.
So I think she had maybe a match or two with some guys. Like I said, it was so long ago that she was in the WWE.
I wonder if she'll ever come back.
It's possible. Getting on a little branch of what you were just talking about, it seems that it seems like intergender matches are starting to become a thing now. It used to be like you didn't really see it because but now it's starting to be like a thing. It's not like it's becoming its own special attraction.
Yeah.
Well, the reason being is, one, you've got a lot of these women wrestlers that are coming up that are just as good as the male talent.
If not better.
And if not better. And it's time to stop with the gender separation. If you want to be a wrestler and you want to be part of being one of the boys, then you better be able to work with one of the boys, because that's how they train anyway.
Yeah.
If you go to most of these wrestling schools, there's no other female trainer there.
It's just,
you got to get in there with the boys. And let me tell you, and Kryim will tell you from personal experience, watching some of the young guns getting in there with a young girl to wrestle, they're very apprehensive. They're afraid to touch them because of the whole sexual harassment thing. And when you wrestle, you get a little snug in some places when you got to reach and do a move. Mm-hmm. So right there's a little apprehension. There's a lot of scumbags in this fucking business. Some guys that will, I'm a manager and I can take you places, and then start harassing them via, social media. Yeah. And if you don't do this, you're not going to go anywhere in the business. But luckily, we've got this new breed of guys that are being taught by the old school guys that you protect your sister.
Yeah.
And this is something that goes back to the etiquette episode that we did a couple months ago. Yeah. It's, you've got the guys that are really out there to look after you, and then there's guys that, let's see how quick I can get this rat in bed.
Yeah.
Even if they're not a rat. I was the farthest thing from a rat, but just because you're a woman in the business, you're automatically termed rat. And I think that's bullshit.
I have no, when I see a girl backstage, I'll give her the same respect I give everybody else. I'll call, hey, how you doing, sister? How you doing? How you doing, brother? Whatever. And that's just how I was brought up.
You were telling me about the last time that you worked.
Oh yeah. Okay, so there was this. There's a female worker out there, and she's a bigger girl, so she
give
can.
Actually,
okay, don't jump in front of my train now. Let me go. So there's a girl by the name of Tara Calloway, and she's a bigger girl, and and she can work with the bigger guys. And I was on the UWA Elite show with the Battle Royal.
Yeah.
And it seemed like a lot of guys were kind of apprehensive about working with her. And I come from the mindset where, like, you're just like me. Yeah. Okay.
If you're in my ring.
You're in my ring, you're just like me. And you know what? And it's not... Okay, let me try to addend myself. If I know you're a valet or a manager, no, I'm not going to go.
That's different.
That's different. Yeah. If I know you're, let's say, a female worker, and you want to work with the men, then you are just as equal as I am.
Yeah.
So so when she was by herself, nobody really on, I went after her.
Yeah.
I put my shoulders into her, and we kept going back and forth, and she works nice and snug, and that to me was it was a sign of respect on both sides.
Yeah.
So so after we were done, I thank you, sister, thank you very much, and then this past Friday, where it was the SWF show, she was going to be working Vinny Senzo
in her whole 6 minutes of a match.
And she was working Vinny Senzo, and I didn't know she came in, and she came right up to me. Oh my God, how you doing? I'm like, hey sister, how's it going? So basically, it's like, to me, it seems like nobody gives these women respect the way they should be given.
Yeah,
and I think the intergender stuff that's going on right now, because you have a lot of tag teams. I forget, we saw one at the memorial show for Fat Frank. I forget what their names were, but it was 2 teams. One was a girl and they were both girl and a guy, and that was their team. It wasn't just like a valet thrown in with the. They were actually a working tag team as a male and a female, and I like that idea. I mean, if they work good together and the gimmick, and she works just as well as he does.
Yeah.
Give him the push,
It's it was Joey Ryan and Candice LeRae. I think that's what, and they're called the world's cutest tag team. He has since now gone to got to Japan, and now he does like a penis maneuver where
he was the one that got
that's
viral.
him.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was him.
He tosses people around with his dick.
That's funny.
Hey, it's over, man. Shit.
That's right. My dick makes you submit. Ah!
So apparently the results for WrestleMania 32 were leaked. So
I saw something very quickly about it, but I can't find it.
We can't find anything that we already searched. Apparently, someone altered the Wikipedia page to put the matches on there, and they've since been taken down. We did not get the chance to see what they were.
I should have been more quick
Really?
on that yesterday. I'm
See,
sorry.
I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
That's
So,
that's got
if anybody has any information on that, we'd love to know what was up.
juicy. Those are juicy details. He needs to send to us.
But here's one of the main things we want to talk about today, and that's Mr. Jim Cornette is once again in the news. And the reason he's in the news is because he decided to basically rip apart Lucha Underground. And he decided to rip apart the Season 2 premiere. And I'll go ahead and read the article that basically it's not even to sum up, it's literally what he said. So there's not too much punctuation in it, but let me see if I can do this.
And we quote.
This fucking Lucha Underground is horseshit. That is the most heinous horseshit that I've ever seen in my life. We joked off the air, and I said, well, I'll probably like the match, but I won't like the concept of the show because it has writers. I didn't like nothing. This is more embarrassing than anything I could have dreamed of. It's a TV show. It's a movie. It's not wrestling. It's not a sport. They make no pretense of even attempting to make this shit believable. The production is incredible. It looks like Scorsese directed it. The cinematography is wonderful. It looks like a John Ford Western, whatever the fuck. I can't say enough about the production. And it's another nail in the coffin of wrestling to be taken seriously as a sport or anything that's not completely predetermined. There's nobody on the face of the planet that could watch this shit and believe that there's any legitimacy to it whatsoever. It shouldn't be called pro wrestling at all. It's a movie, and they're wrestling in the movie. That's all it fucking is. That backstage horseshit that obviously takes multiple takes to shoot something like that. Nobody's believing these people. It's a scripted performance of a movie or a TV show. That's all that shit is. And then, good God, I watched Prince Puma and Felix. Now, I know Lucha is obviously acrobatic, but this was a choreographed fucking Chinese acrobatic Olympic gymnastics tumbling routine. That's all that fucking was. And the three-way ladder match is more garbage horseshit hardcore wrestling when they're just beating each other up with furniture that doesn't work with you and somebody's going to get killed. And just more of this ladder goofiness. And the recap of the year where there's Vampiro hitting people with light tubes and thumbtacks on the ground. And John Morrison, he was an OVW guy. I like him as a person, and I'm sorry to see him in that atmosphere instead of real wrestling. The only way to save this goddamn horseshit is if they get everyone in that fucking temple who is associated with Lucha Underground and all the tapes of everything they've ever shot and put it in the same place and then drop a nuclear fucking bomb on the whole goddamn thing. That would be the best way to treat Lucha Underground if you're a wrestling fan who has any pride in pro wrestling as a performer, as a professional, or as a fan, because it's more writers' happy horseshit making wrestlers phony. Unquote. Now, let me be the first to say that I haven't had the chance to really watch an episode of Lucha Underground, okay? Mm-hmm. However, I think, and this is just my opinion, Jim Cornette might be a little off base here. And the reason why I say that is because nobody thinks wrestling is real anymore. If you think wrestling is real, I don't want to know you.
But it's real to me, man.
Okay?
It's still real to me.
If you think wrestling is real, get help. Okay?
Yeah, it's okay. There is no kayfabe anymore, and look, I respect everything that Cornette says. I think there's a lot of brilliant things that he said, but I think this is beginning to show that he's out of touch with today's wrestling.
Yeah.
You know what? I love old school wrestling.
Sure,
I
I do.
love everything that Cornette has done. I love everything that everything old school.
Oh no, I'm a huge Cornette fan. I really am.
Yeah,
but
but it's different.
Times change.
Times change.
change. And you know what? It's more. Yeah, it is more production. It's more story based.
It's gonna be. There's a lot more shine on it. It's not gonna be the gritty in the auditoriums
Dude, you
anymore.
want gritty? Go see a local indie show.
Yeah, that's
you
what-
want real wrestling? Go to your local indie show because it's house shows. There's really no
Yeah.
storylines going. Well, some do, but
you're
there's no
absolutely correct.
storylines going
Yeah.
on. That it can get as hardcore and as messy as they want.
But that's the thing, though. Like, I understand him not liking hardcore because a lot of the old schoolers don't really care for it.
No,
okay?
because hardcore was the blow off. Hardcore was you do it like
that was the grudge match. That was the grudge match.
That was it. That was what settled the feud.
Yeah,
okay?
That was the end all be all,
Yeah.
and then you move on to your next feud.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
And I understand that, but yet just listening to him rip this thing apart, I'm like, dude, you got to understand. And by the way, and him getting against a match because there was a lot of jumping around in it, dude. Here's the thing, and I think that's what a lot of the old schoolers don't understand. Okay, and maybe they've lost the idea. Okay, did the crowd cheer? Did they pay for the ticket? Mm-hmm. Did they sit there and be entertained? And did they like the show?
Yep.
yeah.
Then that's all that fucking matters.
Yeah.
You guys have both mentioned it before, and it goes especially with the WWE. You say Raw is what?
A show about wrestling. Yeah.
What is NXT?
A wrestling show.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what Lucha Underground is. It's a show or a movie about wrestling.
And that's okay.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong
As
with
long
that.
as they pull fans and people
Yeah.
are enjoying that's it. That is the basic whole idea of being a pro wrestler. It's not about us. It's not about the promoters.
Yeah.
It's not about the building and the sponsors. It's about the people who are in the crowd watching you.
That's it.
That is the most important part. If you lose touch with your fans, you might as well just pack up and leave. If nobody's cheering for your show, you might as well
Yeah.
be sitting in the back going, what are we doing wrong?
Yeah,
You don't keep putting out the same shit product over
exactly.
and over again.
And, yeah, go ahead.
The other thing is like she kind of touched on was it's what is your fan base, because like an ECW, Ring of Honor type fan base. Look, you can get into Lucha Underground, but like let's say you go down south and it's more southern, old school.
Yeah.
They're not going to get into that.
No.
Yeah, they don't understand lucha.
Yeah,
down
they
there.
don't
It's not
understand
their
it.
scene.
And you know what?
That's okay.
That's okay. You play to your fan base.
Yeah.
So for him to say, "Oh, it's all horseshit," well, you don't understand it. It's okay, but don't shit on it.
And the reason why? Where is Cornette from?
Well, yeah, he's
The South.
He's a Southern boy.
He
yeah.
was a wrestling mark since he picked up his very first wrestling magazine. And he would tell you that. If you've ever seen any of his videos and he shows you his collection, I mean, it's enough that made Strangler almost cry. He's like, it's a collection that any wrestling fan would love to have.
Yeah.
And he's still looking at it through the eyes of that kid going, where's my old school? Where's the gig every once in a while?
Yeah.
Where's the the red crimson mask every once in a while?
And that
that still sells big time
Yeah.
down south.
Absolutely.
Up here in the north, we're very fickle, we're very picky, we want something new. Like when
want fresh.
Lucha first hit,
Fresh.
WWE picked it up right away. They were smart.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, look at WCW. Okay.
Now we're getting the wave of Japan
we're
wrestlers
getting Japan
in the
wrestling.
WWE because why? New Japan is fucking hot.
Yeah. Look at WCW when they were around. When they came out with the cruiserweights, everybody loved those matches.
Oh, you kidding me?
Everybody loved those matches. Okay.
And then
So
they
don't
took
tell
that good
me-
idea and they
and then they crushed it. But don't tell me he's clearly out of touch. Okay, and you know what? There is a place for an old school match. I'll enjoy it every once in a while. But if you do that constantly, you're gonna fucking bore the shit out of the crowd.
Yeah.
Because these younger fans, you have to understand, they want the bigger, better deal. Okay, they want it, and they want it now, and they want it quick. Okay, they want to see the flash, they want to see the jumps, they want to see. You know what? They say they want to see the hardcore.
And if they don't, they'll let you know because they'll start entertaining themselves,
Absolutely.
as we've seen numerous times in the crowds at the WWE pay-per-views.
Which is different because I said myself, because you crowds these days, they seen they seen the Canadian Destroyer or they'll see a 450 splash, and that's what they want to see. But to me, as a wrestling fan, I pop more when guys use moves that you never see anymore, like the short arm scissor or an inverted Indian deathlock.
What's old is new.
Yeah.
Well, but even if you use those moves these days, people kind of get bored out of it, and they don't know.
They don't know what it is.
They don't know what it is. So
because they're stuck in what the product is right now in their face from WWE. The ones who have the WWE station or the online thing, 9 times out of 10, the workers who have the channel aren't watching the new product. They're all watching the round tables, the old Southern stuff, the
they don't
global
do the round tables
stuff.
anymore.
Yeah,
I know,
that
but
sucks.
they don't.
Yeah, no, they don't do it no more.
Okay.
Oh my god!
Sucks.
I was showing Big Dick.
Maybe that's something we should start doing. Once a month, we'll get a bunch of workers together and we'll do a round table.
That could work.
That could be fun.
Who would you?
Well, we definitely would get Strangler in here.
Well, that's a given. But I mean,
Kodiak Bear, I'd love to have on.
okay, all right.
You know, since I don't know. Those are just two that are off the top of my head. Anybody you could think of that's...
Well, if Tony Mars is around,
I think he's in Japan. Big Sal E.
Big Sally,
Another guy to come in to sit and talk.
Are you kidding me?
with us.
We have Big Sally on one side and Tony Mars on another. We won't even have to say a word. We just have to let everybody know that it's the Blind Tag Podcast.
Yeah.
If Jimmy's actually having a good lucid day, we might even be able to Skype to Brian
Right?
for a round table. That would be great to be able to sit and have a little interview with Jimmy.
But I would say this: the idea that he, Cornett. Just gonna get back to Cornett for a second. No, that's okay.
You got to reel us back in.
The idea that he thinks, this is Lucha Underground. This is not real wrestling. Okay.
You want to watch real wrestling? Go watch the Olympics.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like
Mat
watch the
wrestling
Olympics.
is real wrestling.
the internet. Okay, like the dirt sheets. Yeah, they kind of killed kayfabe, but the internet fucking slayed it. Okay. Kayfabe is dead now.
Yeah.
And even Big Dick can tell you, I'm a proponent of doing things the old school way, keeping it kayfabe, but you can't say that now everybody knows it's fake. It's like,
Oh,
Jim,
really, Krim?
Yeah.
Where's your accent? Though?
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
trying to keep
I'm
it all
fucking working on it. So
kayfabe.
put it in a fucking box. That's where I put it.
If you want to be kayfabe, then when you should be keeping your
You know what?
accent
Don't you
there.
be telling me what to do. I gotta put the fucking accent
Yeah,
right back in the goddamn
hypocrite.
box.
You're a hypocrite.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But don't say, it's not real anymore. Like Jim, you're going around to conventions, okay?
Yeah.
You've done shoot interviews.
Yeah.
Kayfabe is dead.
It's very, very dead, man.
When you do a shoot video, you kind of give in to the fact that, hey,
The thing is,
bullshit.
If I was Jim Cornette, I wouldn't be angry that kayfabe is dead. I'd be happy, and you want to know why? You want to know why I'd be happy that kayfabe is dead?
Why, Big Dick?
Because people still love it.
Yeah.
They don't care that it's not quote unquote real. You're still selling out. You're still selling tickets.
Yeah, your true fan isn't the one looking up the
They
dirt
don't
sheets.
care.
They don't. They're the ones who are still buying the T-shirts. The smart marks are the ones who are like us, who are sitting here reading all the gimmick and all the gossip. And
You should be happy that kayfabe is dead. You want to know why? Because this shows, you know what? People actually enjoy it's not necessarily storylines. They like to see wrestling.
They just want to be entertained.
They want to be entertained.
Then you know what? Now we might have just tapped on something. Because I think that's the reason why Cena's not over. Because they look at him and he's a mirror of what old school
Yeah.
heroism is.
Hulk Hogan. Yeah.
And the reason
Eat
why
your
the New Day is
vitamins.
over like free fucking beer because people are entertained by these guys. That's why the Social Outcasts when they're starting to get momentum.
They're gonna.
I mean,
yeah.
fucking what? Bo fucking just smacked
Oh
fucking
my
Flo
God.
Rida around.
Because Flo Rida can't rap. I mean,
And
that
he-
wasn't really fair. But
It wasn't even close.
Yes.
And then they do Bo Rida, and then everybody hopped on the Bo train. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
It's so happy to finally see him getting over.
Yeah.
You know?
It just takes a certain gimmick, and then boom. But yeah, it's a matter
Another
of
second gen that's really been struggling.
Yeah.
it's a matter of people want to be entertained now.
Yes.
Yeah.
They don't want the stereotypical hero.
Especially for the price that you're paying to get into... What is it? Can you look up real quick for me?
The average ticket
What
for
is
like
the
a Raw?
average ticket for a Raw or a SmackDown?
Yeah.
I just, because this is going to bring me into... I don't know if maybe we'll bring it up now or we'll wait till last about ticket prices and shows.
Well, you know,
And what you get for the shows.
Let's see here. Live.
All right, so
SmackDown's $46 in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah.
so
Raw.
it depends. It's anywhere
Yeah.
between...
It's not terribly expensive.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
All right, but still, you're paying $40 for a WWE show. Look at the names
Yeah.
and the talent and the vignettes and all the other stuff that you get to see for what, 3-4 hours?
Yeah.
You would say,
Yeah, yeah,
especially
that's
on
fair.
especially on a Tuesday.
With a dark match or something
Because
like
you get
that.
your
Yeah.
get your little hour of the one thing,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then they do the SmackDown
Yeah.
taping.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I broke kayfabe.
Yeah.
Broke the fourth wall. Oh no.
Taping? What's that?
Yeah. But I would say, yeah, you're getting these $40. Also, I mean, it's just... People watch Game of Thrones and know that it's not real, but they fucking love that shit. It's the same thing.
Walking Dead. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That
People know
thing is
Walking,
just
yeah.
it's not going to really
It's
happen.
just a TV show, and that's okay. People know that wrestling is predetermined. They just don't care because it's fun to watch.
The lines for wrestlers at conventions are still beyond. I mean, when I had my picture taken with Bruno Sammartino, which he never does conventions, the fucking lines were incredible.
Yeah.
Because with these guys, you never know, which kind of reminded me of poor Abe Vigoda.
Poor Abe Vigoda.
He really went. I
He
couldn't.
did.
Somebody actually posted online, the first seal has been broken. And then it makes me think, okay, who are the other 6?
All right, so we're up to... We gotta
Sorry.
move on. We gotta move on.
Wait, let me just say something. She has a point where it comes to the entertainment thing where The Walking Dead, everybody knows that Walking Dead's fake, but there's this huge cult following of what's possible in a zombie apocalypse, right? But nobody fucking believes that a zombie apocalypse is gonna fucking happen.
No.
It's all its own genre. It's
silly.
all about entertainment.
Yes.
And which brings us back into wrestling.
There you go. Now you
There
can
you
move
go.
us on. I just want to say that one thing.
Segway!
And segue.
We need to talk about Austin Aries for a second.
Okay.
Because apparently they're sending him to NXT.
Which is bullshit.
I agree. That's bullshit.
He has put so much time in between ROH and TNA. He was the X Division champion for almost a year.
Yeah.
He was their heavyweight
Weight champion.
champion for almost a year.
Yeah.
He's had so much TV time. People know his character. It's not like he needs a new character development thing like they were doing with Finn Balor and some of the other guys.
Yeah.
He's an established guy. It's like just
Samoa
Joe. Why are you wasting your talent down there? Bring them up to, because you've got to replace Cena. He's hurt.
He's hurt.
Which brings us into
We'll get to that second.
some other injuries that are happening
we're
right
about,
now.
We're about
that
to drop one.
you know, you got your big pay-per-view coming up in April soon, and your guys are dropping like flies. So why are you putting these guys through development unless it's a retraining process where they're trying to maybe break them of some TNA,
Yeah. That's the only thing I can think of.
But
habits that
Yeah.
they shouldn't be doing. I mean, they were a little bit looser with their tongues back then.
Yeah.
In their attitudes. This you have to be a little bit more constrained, even though they are now saying on the boards that they are looking to bring back the Attitude Era. Things are going to start getting a lot more racy on Raw.
Which I'm fine with.
With
but
Vince now back in the picture, I can see
Yeah.
how things are going to start, because thank God nobody wants to run for anything anymore politically for
Jesus.
now.
my big point is kind of like what you went along with is you have guys like Samoa Joe. They brought in James Storm to NXT for a bit. They Austin Aries, and you bringing them into NXT, and I disagree with that. mean, they might not know how to work the WWE way, but they've had national exposure. Okay, this is not like
everybody knows who they are.
This is not like New Japan Wrestling or any other type of like bigger like Ring of Honor stuff. This is on a nationally syndicated program. So I mean, like, this is bigger than most places, and you're gonna just put them back in your farm league. I think that's more of a disrespect thing than anything else.
Here's what I don't understand: why does Austin Aries go to NXT, but AJ Styles doesn't?
Yeah.
Probably because AJ Styles said, "I'm not going to NXT. You want me? I'm coming."
And he's coming straight from Japan, which actually is higher than NXT.
The problem is, I think AJ Styles is going to burn out. I don't think he's going to last.
I don't think he's honestly. I don't think he's going to last either. I think. It's all a work when they say, "Hey, welcome to the big leagues, kid," or that. But you know what? Eventually, that's going to rub
the end of your
on.
career.
Yeah,
really.
It's going to rub on. It's going to rub you the wrong way eventually, because some dickbag is going to say it backstage, not on camera, and AJ Styles is going to be like, "Fuck you, dude. This is what I've done. What the fuck have you done?
Like
you got a fucking golden ticket here."
Yeah, like when Kevin Owens did that to Cena.
Yeah, Cena was
like,
just
you don't get to tell me shit.
Just because you've been up here a little bit longer doesn't mean I haven't been wrestling less than you have. I've been down in the trenches for 15 years. Just because you got the
golden ticket.
You had the look.
Yeah.
And it was. Cena had
exactly
the
what it
look.
was.
Oh yeah.
Prototype. I am the prototype. That was his gimmick. He was doing a Terminator gimmick in California before they brought him into WWE, and then now he's a wigger.
You want a huge group of guys to just watch fucking have nationally televised matches and people just blow their minds. Have the TNA guys come to the main roster.
Yeah.
Austin Aries, AJ Styles. You can mix them up with Kevin Owens, Adrian Neville. These matches will be fucking 10-star fucking matches.
They have the talent now.
You have the talent.
Yeah.
It'd be back to be watching like the Rob Van Dam versus Jerry Lynn matches, where you're just like 30 minutes going, "Oh my god, I can't believe this is happening."
Yeah.
It's just
Tajiri
great.
versus Super Crazy,
right?
shit like that. Yeah.
Which, by the way, talk about fucking because a couple years ago they had the last match between Jerry Lynn and Rob Van Dam. They killed it. They fucking annihilated that shit. Yeah. I know people watched that TNA pay-per-view and they were like, "Damn, they just showed all these fucking rookies how
what's
to
up?
fucking what's up."
Mind you, both guys are in their 40s.
Yeah.
Jerry Lynn is well into his 40s, so
and they crushed it.
Yay, DDP Yoga.
I'm telling you, you put these guys. Finn Balor, you put Samoa Joe up there, Austin Aries, AJ Styles, even when Luke Gallows comes in, and the other guy, Carl Anderson, you put them all on the main roster. I'm telling you, you're going to have a full-blown card that is just going to be highly entertaining. Yeah. But if you put them in the fucking NXT is the farm league, man. It's the performance center. This is where you go to grow. Yeah. And these guys are already grown.
But the thing is, NXT is outselling WWE shows.
Well, when they travel.
They just posted it again, and they sold out another show, and
NXT sold out Brooklyn.
Yeah. Do you know how hard that is for a fucking farm league?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ain't ECW.
Yeah.
But no, I totally believe the TNA guys do not need to be in NXT. I think that's a slap in the face more than anything.
It is.
Speaking of injuries, we do have one to drop. Alberto Del Rio has hurt his lower back.
Yep.
And he might be sidelined for a while.
Caught? Throwing another one back at you.
What's up?
Sheamus hurt himself.
No shit.
Yeah, he ended up, I want to say tearing a pec or...
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he fucked his shoulder up. It was somewhere in his shoulder because he came up with a cast.
Dude, who the hell?
They're dropping like flies.
They're dropping like flies.
Because they're working them hard.
It's like, did they put any spring back into the mat or are they just landing on boards?
Is it concrete? Is it just poured cement into a square shape?
Let's be serious now. Let's drop it down a little bit to some of the things some of these guys have been doing lately. Let's see. They've been throwing each other into guardrails. Mm-hmm. I mean, like literally.
Barricades.
And you know what? It doesn't matter if there's a mat on the ground or not.
It hurts.
You're fucking hitting the ground.
Look.
It's like, oh look, I'm hitting water, right? It's gonna feel hitting water is like hitting concrete. It's still going to be. Smack!
Let me peel back the magic curtain for a second. Let me just peel back. You guys ready to see a little bit of magic?
I'm in Gorilla.
There's no way you can make your body go thud by just making your body go thud.
No,
okay.
That's not selling.
That's not selling. When I can't go thud. Okay, because that may be like he just said thud. No, when my body goes. Okay,
it goes,
I can't make that sound by itself. That is my body hitting the ground. It hurts. Why don't you try doing it? And if you can make the body sound, if you're just sitting there and sitting in your chair, and you can make the sound of a body hitting the floor,
they'll hire you right now.
They'll hire you right now. I'm telling you,
they're dropping like flies, man. So Sheamus is gone, Alberto's gone, Cena's gone. We have
Seth Rollins is going to actually be coming back sooner than they thought. They just
to do
said
what?
That.
Walk around?
Hobble, hobble ringside. I'm coming back for my belt.
They had a guy with one leg wrestle, so I mean, why not?
Jesus, everybody's hurt, and now here's the thing, though, right? It sucks that these guys are hurt. It really does, especially like Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. But they have the chance now to bring this new talent in. They have the fucking chance because these guys can shine without the older guys being there, but they're not bringing these people up.
Or push some of the talent that's there, like the Wyatt family.
The Wyatts, Neville. You have they're bringing in Austin Aries. Austin Aries should be up. They're bringing Samoa Joe up. They have these fucking talent. I don't know why. I understand why they're not bringing Finn Balor up, okay? Because they need him to be the face of NXT. But you got to bring him up. You gotta bring them up.
There's the main roster is falling apart.
Yeah, okay. They're literally falling apart.
They're falling apart.
Think about your main roster, though. How long have those guys all been up there?
Well, that's true. And think about Roman Reigns.
7 to 10 years each, except for Roman Reigns. They've been there for three years now.
Yeah, well, the Shield. Yeah, the guys from the Shield, and Seth Rollins is really, really hurt. Dean Ambrose, knock on wood, he's still healthy. Okay, and Roman Reigns, remember. I want to say a year ago, he had that fucking hernia.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and they brought him back, so he's apt to get hurt again, maybe. So Dean Ambrose is one of the people that I sort of I don't want to say admire. I respect the most because here's this guy. He does a fucking 20-minute long last man standing match with Kevin Owens, goes into the Rumble, lasts all the way to the fucking end, and he's still out there every night. Working
his ass off,
grinding.
He's been like that since he first started. I mean, Tony Myers can come on here and tell you personal stories about Dean Ambrose, and some of them are very fucked up. But
speaking of Ambrose,
he's a guy that he lives his gimmick, man.
Yeah. Speaking of Ambrose, we're going to talk about the Fastlane main event real quick, okay? Because it's Reigns, Lesnar, and Ambrose. Okay?
I got a thought on this. Okay.
So basically, if they're smart, and this is just me talking, okay?
If they're smart, if they're not, and I'll explain why.
Ambrose should go over.
Okay.
They're not going to do that, but Ambrose should go over.
Okay. Here's why the smart thing. Just take that word and just throw it out the window.
Yeah.
Because the entire time that Roman Reigns has had the championship, the Authority has been trying to take away the championship, no matter what. By any means necessary. Yeah. Even to the point where they threw in him first in a Royal Rumble, okay? It was so much that they wanted to beat him down, they threw Brock Lesnar in there. Yeah. So much they wanted to take that belt away from him that they threw Triple H in there at the last minute, and he went over, and now they got the title. And you know what? Fuck Roman Reigns, right? Fuck him in the ass. But at the end of the night, when they're going to decide who's the number one contender for the world title, they put Roman Reigns in the goddamn title match. Why? You just took the belt off of him because you hated him. Now we're going to give you a chance to win the goddamn belt back? Dude, that is such bad writing.
It is stupid.
Because don't give the fans what they want. They want Ambrose.
They want Ambrose bad.
Sure, but it's bad. Like, the whole thing is bad writing. You just fucking were so venomously trying to get the belt away from this guy that you give him another shot at the belt.
I don't quite understand that.
I don't understand that. I was actually fucking going mad thinking about why you do that.
It's poor writing.
Ambrose is this close to being the next Austin, the next Brian Pillman, and
but they won't give him a mic.
They're not giving. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's like, unleash the guy, let him go. You unleashed him once before when he was the leader of the Shield.
I thought Seth Rollins was the leader, wasn't he?
He was the architect.
Oh, he was the architect.
But the guy who did all the mic work was Dean Ambrose.
Oh.
He was the mouthpiece for them every single time because, Stutter Butter, he couldn't put him on the fucking mic.
To be fair, Roman has gotten better. But, Seth Rollins, or not Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, because we all saw it, we said it in a Royal Rumble recap last week, when the crowd thought that Ambrose had a fucking shot to go over. They went ape shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like when they thought Sandow was going to go over.
Yeah. They went absolutely ape shit. they need... Here's the thing. They're not going to make Ambrose a double champion. That's not going to happen. So if he's going to go over in that triple threat match, which I don't think he is, but they should, he needs to drop the Intercontinental title.
Sure.
But who do you drop it to? Do you drop it back to Kevin Owens?
Sure. Why not?
Well, the thing is, because they just did a last man standing match. That was the blow off.
Now you've got that feud starting between Kevin Owens and...
Bring up Sami Zayn. Yeah. Have another match. Like, here's the thing. Authority now wants to fucking pick apart... they want to pick apart Ambrose and Roman Reigns again. I'm sorry. It bothers me that I have to fucking try to explain this writing. And let's say you want to try to pick them apart. Well, now you know what? We're going to have you face Kevin Owens again. And it's a quick, 5-minute fuck off job.
Yeah.
And now you got the title off of
Ambrose.
And
now, so you screw Ambrose.
Screw Ambrose over. It's easy. That's easy to do. But
they're not going to have
Roman Reigns in the goddamn match. It doesn't. It's so poor writing.
Unless Ambrose does a heel turn. And that's why Roman Reigns is in the match.
No, it doesn't make sense. You there's no reason for him to be in the match. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason for a heel turn now. There isn't. Yeah. It's zero. Roman Reigns doesn't have the title, so there's no point in fucking giving him a fucking shot.
The fucked up thing is, in here, because when Roman went over for the title, okay, he was over.
Yeah.
The fans were into it, okay? And then the moment, they should have known, okay? The moment AJ Styles came,
they should have waited later in the show for him to come out.
The moment they came, they had him in the Rumble at number 1, people just assumed he was going to go over, which is why they're booing. They're booing because they think he's just going to win. It's predictable. That's why they're booing.
They hate predictability.
They don't. It's not that they hate Roman. Yeah. Okay. Roman is a very good worker. Okay, and he's gotten a lot better on the mic. It's not that they hate Roman. It's the fact that we hate predictability. So when you put Roman Reigns in a triple threat match, and he's trying to get revenge, it just looks like he's gonna fucking go over.
Yeah.
That's what this looks like.
It's like watching a movie and already in the 5 minutes you already know what's going to happen. The end is. You're like, oh great, I'm so glad I can watch
It's all a dream or some shit, Well,
I can't believe they did another dream segment.
Oh my god, that was like a month ago or something.
Yeah, like all of a sudden there was a dream segment. Like wrestling has jumped the shark. Yeah. I mean, like, what do you want me to tell you?
But I hope
millions of times.
I hope that they're smart enough to you know what. The crowd wants Ambrose.
What did I just tell you about that word?
I said I hope.
You can hope all you want. Take that smart word.
I said I hope.
Yeah, the writing is bad, Dan. I just explained to you why the smart is not in there.
So we'll move on from that. But we see 3 fans got asked to leave, and basically for just being fans.
That was Monday night.
That was Monday night. Well, they didn't get. Here's the thing: they didn't leave. They didn't get asked to leave. What happened was they switched them out from the hard cam.
No. They asked them to leave the building. They had to remove their costumes, and then they allowed them back in, and they sat them further into the crowd.
Oh, no shit.
Which is bullshit, because now what they're basically doing is you're discouraging the fans from being fans.
Here's the whole story, because I read up on that, and basically, so basically, the guy who was dressed as Randy Savage, was starting to do Randy Savage moves while there was another match going on. I think it was Kane and something.
Yeah, it was Kane.
And he was doing Randy Savage moves, and that's why people started chanting Randy Savage. So they told him, knock it the fuck off.
Yeah.
They started chanting Randy Savage again. He got up and fucking fed to the crowd. They pulled him out, and they were going to kick him out of the fucking arena.
Yeah.
They said, you knock it the fuck off, and we'll let you back in. So they said, sure. But they put him on the hard cam side so they wouldn't be shown to the crowd.
Yeah.
So, and that's when everybody started freaking out in the back because Rock went off script.
Good.
Yeah, that was legit off script. Apparently, there was a story that people were freaking out because they just spent all this time trying to get them off camera. Now Rock is going to give them TV time.
But Rock was correct.
He was right. Stop trying to stop the fans from being fans.
Rock did the correct thing. Mm-hmm. Because at an event like that, if you ignore something like that, it's just going to get worse, especially at the environment that they were in, with the city that we're in, okay? Mm-hmm. The Rock did the right thing by acknowledging them and making them the part of the show, okay? And then you never heard anything else the rest of the show.
I have to disagree, because it'll encourage more people to do that and be more disruptive.
They weren't doing, but the thing is, the fans weren't there to be disruptive. People were just entertaining themselves because it was a boring match.
It was-
Nothing
it was
different than
Kane
what you
versus
see.
Who the fuck was it? I don't
Nothing
even know.
different
Yeah.
than you see at an indie show.
Yeah. But in my
We've
opinion,
had
I
really
think The Rock did
obnoxious
the right
people
thing.
at indie shows, and we've never asked them to leave.
Because think about it. After Rock did that off-script thing, you didn't hear one fucking word from the crowd about those three, did you?
No.
Because it was
'Cause The
said
Rock-
and taken care of
yeah.
and done with.
Because The Rock knew. I guarantee you, The Rock knew that if I don't, they're going to be doing this shit while during my interview. So if he's like, you know what? If they want attention, let me give it to them. They got their attention, and it stopped.
Yep.
It was said that people were in the back were so livid at what he did that if it were anybody else other than him or John Cena, they would have been immediately fired as they came into the back.
Which
That's
is
how
bullshit.
pissed
It's
off.
like, calm the fuck down, people. I mean,
Well, it's wrestling's
Oh.
real, right? I mean, right?
oh, he went off script.
Yeah, number one, you ain't gonna fire The Rock,
Script.
so shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah,
okay?
I'm sorry. I'm going to
Okay.
dab my millions of dollars
Yeah,
to stop the tears.
You're not gonna fucking fire The Rock. Number two, there's a good handful of people if they did that they wouldn't fire. John Cena, The Rock, Austin, all these people that they've, these legends, and
Come
I
on,
don't care
CM
if you.
Punk went off
Yeah.
the script and pipe bombed, and he got a little reprimand, but he was still back on.
Well, see, here's
If
the
you're big enough, it doesn't
and he
matter.
really
he
fucking
fucking-
opened up that curtain.
Yeah.
Well, the difference between Rock and CM Punk is CM Punk was a man who had nothing left to lose. You want to fire me? Okay, I'll be on TNA next week doing a tell-all, and that's why they kept him.
And Rock can do the same thing.
Yeah, but that's Rock was given more leeway. I think CM Punk
It's The Rock.
is the opposite of that.
I know,
coin.
but you know what I'm saying.
No. So we're coming up to the end of our little list here, okay? And we do have a few things to say about SWF.
Yeah, yeah. I've been holding this jammy for a while.
You've been chomping out the bit.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll let you take the hint.
Yeah, go ahead.
For let's see, October 2013 is when we stepped into that shithole of a Fed. Would you say they were known as GWF or something at the time, or something else? They weren't SWF. This is when we
Genesis
did
Championship, GCW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GCW. And from that moment, it was just a lot of blowing smoke up our asses at first. We were put on the Pompton Lake show, and then we didn't hear anything for about a couple months.
Something like that.
Then they found out that you guys were from Spotswood. Oh, okay, we'll put the Fallen Angels on Spotswood. Spotswood and Pompton Lakes were the only places you guys could ever see us work. Mm-hmm. Because, for some reason, they didn't know what to do with a good tag team. They disrespected us time and time again. They didn't pay us. They would tell us the pay was going to charity, which none of the money ever made it to who they were supposed to, even though they said it was.
And that's fucking scumbaggish. Okay, if you think... I'm sorry, I apologize, but just go ahead.
And me personally, the level of disrespect that I received from Rob and Charles is just deplorable, which, brings me to etiquette in the business. And, when you pay somebody, you don't turn your back to them and then hand it behind you.
Yeah.
You look at me in the fucking face when you pay me.
$53.
How do
you split it?
He split $53 between three people.
Fucked hard. Bunch of fucking marks that shouldn't even be in the ring. Rob Fury has to go out. The reason why I think he had to drive all the way back to Staten Island the other night so he could go get his fucking shots in his back so he can bump in the ring. You realize that, right? He's fucking crippled. And he gets all these fucking cortisone shots just to paint that ridiculous paint on. What the fuck is that on his face? Can somebody please explain it to me? And it's kind of like people who look at themselves in the mirror in outfits that they should never put on in the first place and go, God damn, I look good. And then go out. That's and just the disrespect of my tag team that they got. And we were misused time and time again. We were used as... We don't mind being enhancement talent. We really don't. We love helping the new guys shine. We really do. I mean, we did a lot of that over in ECPW, and we enjoyed it until we started feeling like, we were getting disrespected there as well. when you're good at what you do and people aren't utilizing you at your fullest, you get very disenchanted and you get bitter and you end up getting pissy and retiring, which is what happened with me. Why Charles is involved, I don't know. He's another fat fuck Mark that doesn't know anything about the business with a microphone, who thinks he knows how to run a locker room. Which, by the way, I don't think I've ever been on one professional show there once, where it went off on time, ended on time, where everybody stayed on schedule, and it was a decent show that made sense. No, every show was overbooked to the point where you've got 5 tag team matches. You know, you give the fucking drunk 25 minutes to do whatever he needs to do in the ring, and then you give the real matches 6 minutes for a title match? What the fuck is that shit? That's fucking bullshit. Which leads me to the point of, thank God they took the belts off the Fallen Angels. Thank God. Congratulations to Tucky Bread. Good for you. Hope you get a lot more respect than we did. Doubt it, because look who's running the Fed. But I will hand this over to Kryim, because he was actually there at the show, working, which I opted not to go to, because I think I probably would have just done a shot right then there in the fucking ring. So.
Okay. Here's my thing. I love everybody in the locker room of SWF. Mm-hmm. I love everybody in that locker room. I even love Rob Fury, and I love fucking Charles. And
nope.
This is my time.
Okay.
This is my time. I love them as people. I love them as brothers, but I hate the way they promote.
They're not brothers.
Let me finish.
They're not brothers because they don't respect anybody but the people who suck their fucking cock. And I'm sorry, they never respected me. They were never nice to me. And, you know, to say that you respect them and love them as brothers and people, I think they're the lowest of the low. I don't have any respect for people who don't have respect for me. And they have very little respect for this business, because if they respected this business, they wouldn't put the shit on that they put on month after month. Sorry. Go back to what you were saying.
Okay. So, as I was saying, I love everybody in that locker room. I just don't like the way the promotion is run at all. There comes a time where you promote a card and you book us for, let's say, a match with, let's say, Kentucky Bread, but anybody who's worked for Fury knows that the card is always subject to change up until bell time.
Yeah.
You don't know what it is. You don't know who you're working until you get there. Because we had, at the time of the card for Friday, we had maybe 7 matches. And by the time bell time happened, we were up to 10.
That's too many.
Because he has to put all his fucking buddies on the show.
And we were up to 10. And so when I had got there and looked at the sheet, I saw that we were the only championship match that was on the card. You had the champions on there. I'm sorry, no. They had the final match. The final match was a championship match. Mm-hmm. But we were the only other championship match on there. And we were booked for 6 minutes.
Tag team championship match, 6 minutes. It takes 3 minutes for both entrances. That gives you 3 minutes in the fucking ring. Yeah, that's giving the crowd their money's worth.
So, 6 minutes to work. And, you know, me and Cancer were, when we saw that, we were kind of like, we had a very defeated attitude.
Yeah.
We were kind of like, you know, you thought enough about us to put the belts on us. You thought enough about us to put the belts on us. And then you thought enough about these guys to put the belts on them. Why would you give a championship match that little time? It shows that you didn't care enough about it. It was kind of like, oh, and these guys.
We've always been, those guys.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think, like, because maybe there's not, because, all right, so you were a tag team, and then they got Kentucky bred. Mm-hmm. Do they even have enough tag teams to warrant a tag team title?
I think we're the only tag teams in there.
Yeah.
I mean, he bunches guys together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think, and I'm not condoning.
Right.
I'm not condoning that. What I'm at, because you're essentially the only true 2 tag teams there. Mm-hmm. It's like maybe he doesn't understand that. You know, you need to give a tag team more time than a regular singles match because there's more people.
Hi, Rob. It's called running a program. The word program. Look it up.
But I was just curious if there was more tag teams, that's all.
No, it's just that. So when we went out there, it was very half-hearted. It was definitely not me and Cancer's favorite match. I feel bad that the Kentucky Bred got that side of us. We're normally not that lackadaisical.
Yeah.
I don't, like I said, I don't like the promotion of SWF. Fury promotes only his friends. Mm-hmm. You thought enough about us to put the belts on us, and yet you never promoted us. You never put us on your posters.
Never put us on shows.
The e-invite for Facebook, okay, had the write-up of the card.
Yeah.
Okay. And it said 6-way blah 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 this card, and then you had grudge match this, yeah. And then you had here comes the hardcore icon, and he does this, and then at the very bottom we had tag title match. It was like you had just by the way, these guys are on the show,
and them too,
and them too,
and then there's more,
and then where we're many more.
Yeah,
like if you book us as your champions, why aren't you putting us on all your shows? Wouldn't it make sense to show that your champions are...
Because we didn't suck enough dick.
Wouldn't it make sense for your champions to be on every show? To defend the titles on every show? Make it an attraction?
Yeah.
I mean...
Which is why I asked if there was more tag teams.
Even if there wasn't, it would make sense for the tag titles to be represented, on every show.
Yeah.
And even if it wasn't against the Kentucky Bred, let's say he put 2 people together.
Yeah.
It would make sense just to defend the belts.
Yeah.
There's enough guys that you could make a tag team division there.
Sure.
There's enough guys. Together, we were this close to being part of a foreign nation with Bill Pierce, Christopher Michael, and other people, and then we started that. We went in with that run, and that's the night you guys worked 3 times, and Cancer ended up getting sick.
Yeah.
And you ended up with, what, nothing that night, I think? Or maybe $20?
I think we got bupkis that night.
Gee, thanks. But I just lost my thought.
Keep going.
No, it's all right.
Reverse me.
We were talking about tag teams. And
tag team division.
Right.
Yeah.
So we were starting on the cusp of something that could have been a faction. Mm-hmm. That we could have done with another faction, which we could have used Team America with Kentucky Bred.
Yeah.
Put a 4-way and we could have had a good faction thing there. We were right on the cusp of that, and then, we're not going to use it. We're going to put more disgusting pictures of Tommy Moose and Rob Fury doing nasty shit on each other's pages until they both get banned from Facebook, which then hurts our fucking bookings because they can't push the shows and nobody can post because they don't have Facebook pages.
I'll get to that right now. Like I said,
pieces of shit.
I like Rob, okay, but his promoting is poor. Because there was a time where, because for him and Tommy Moose, they try to get each other banned off of Facebook because I guess it's an inside joke.
Yeah, it's started up again.
And there was this one time where Moose posted a picture of Rob Fury, pissing in a coffee pot or Rob Fury showing his ass or something like that, and sponsors were getting pulled, right? Because
I think you told me about this actually.
And then he goes on, and then Fury goes on to say that, guys, we need to be a little bit more professional. You should be ashamed of yourselves. I'm thinking to myself, motherfucker, you put pictures of dick and balls on people's Facebook. You're telling us to be professional? Dude, get a
I don't
fucking
think you
grip.
would know professional if you looked it up in the dictionary.
You know, get a grip. I mean, you know, you feed into it, and when it bites you on the ass, that's when you're gonna bark like a fucking boss. No, that's not how that shit works.
Nobody respects you, dude. Nobody fucking respects you as a boss. And you wonder why you ended up on Bad Wrestlers Exposed. Keep running your Fed because you give them lots of fodder, man. 15 and 16-year-olds on the show this month, huh?
That was the
what
other
the fuck
thing.
is that about?
16-year-olds are in the fucking match.
Take it away from real guys who could work.
16-year-old kids are on the fucking show. No. That, first off, insurance fucking liability.
Yeah, first off, children.
Children. I mean, you should have seen Cancer's Head when he found out that there was 2 16-year-olds in a fucking match, like a couple matches ahead of us. I thought he was going to explode. Like...
He doesn't. We don't want to be involved in stuff like that. If
No,
you're going to have a
want
professional
no one would
show,
want to. Yeah.
you know, and then let's get on to why people paid $25 to see this show. Sandman, really?
Pay $25 to see
Sandman. To stumble out to the ring, soak it with fucking beer to the point that nobody wanted to go out afterwards because it was covered in beer. And then I heard that there was an orange soda incident in the ring as well.
I had no idea about that.
So that happened after that. One of them was like, "Oh, I'm all sticky." So, but either way, it's just you're charging people $25 to see shitty wrestling, shitty names. I mean, Tommy Dreamer was on the show. Am I correct?
No.
Oh, he did not show.
No, he was not booked on that show.
Oh, okay. I thought he was booked.
No.
But still, $25 for Sandman. That was the deal. That's what people got to see.
Yeah.
Sandman fucking pour beer, stumble around the ring, use a Singapore cane a few times, and...
Well, what do you expect when you see Sandman? I mean, like, that's...
But that's the sick thing, is that guy still gets booked when it could have taken away from another... where you guys could have had a 12-minute good fucking match.
Yeah.
But this was more important to see this fucking backyarder slob. And I do mean that. He has no fucking training whatsoever. And all he's ever done is make a living out of coming out to Metallica's Sandman, hitting himself in the head with a fucking can and a Singapore cane, and stumbling around and doing hardcore shit. $25, really?
Yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong. I mean,
I'm preaching to the choir.
Takes away from real talented guys. But again, goes back to shit promoter, shit promoting, shit fed. That's it. And that's part of the blight in New Jersey, is these type of fucking promoters. There is such a pool of great young talent coming out right now that, thank God for Mike Morgan and Ace and a few of these other guys. UWA Elite, a lot of guys might make fun of them because they were backyarders at one time. And yeah, they do a lot of outdoor shows. But, you know, so what? These guys have come such a long way and have really deserved the respect that they get now because they've worked at their craft. They've had a lot of good guys come in, like, what's his name? God damn it. I forgot again. You know who I'm talking about. The one that... Okay.
Could you hold on to your thought? Because I had just thought about something, another thing about Rob Fury.
What?
I'll let you get back onto it. But the other thing about Rob Fury is the level of hypocrisy that happens is... that's why I didn't want to cut you off, because I had forgotten it.
It's okay. It's okay.
So the level of hypocrisy bothers me.
Yeah.
He spent a couple like a year or two ago. He spent like almost 6 months to a year bashing Andrew Anderson. Consistently bashing
cancer. He called him a
cancer
in the locker room.
Okay, bash the shit out of him. Okay, then 6 months later, for whatever reason, he booked him on a show. Like he spent that entire year bashing Caruso, bashing ECPW, saying that, oh man, it's a cancer. You got to get out of that fucking boiling lake of fire. Yeah. It's a shit show. Then he books himself on a Gino show.
Yep.
He spent 3 months making fun of Eric Sims because Eric Sims takes fucking money from all the boys or whatever.
Has been for 25 years.
Spent, like, did this whole fucking 10-minute fucking video on how Eric Sims is a blight, blah, 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 Eric Sims this, fuck Eric Sims, blah, 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 you'll see new better.
Which I agree with.
God damn it, he starts booking Eric Sims guys. It's like, dude, stick to your fucking guns.
PWS. came down to a lawsuit between the two of them over pay.
Yeah.
Now they suck each other's dicks again. What the fuck is that? No, it's true.
I don't know. Well, PWS, I think, backed away from Rob because...
No, but they still use the guys. Because Pat Buck was just on... Come on. Hey, if he didn't know who we were, because, Renaissance table and all.
Yeah, you got a point. But yeah, you're right.
There's no... See, I think... And I brought this up to somebody, that you and I are a lot different. And I think what happened was we started off as wrestlers. Mm-hmm. We were workers to the bone. Mm-hmm. And then we started doing something outside of wrestling, which was getting involved in medieval and historical reenactment.
Right.
And for 12 years, myself, and Cancer have done nothing but live together, role play together, and feed off each other very well, which makes us a very well-rounded thing. But the other thing, within being in the Renaissance Rennie family, what is the number one thing we hold closest to our heart? Loyalty, honesty, integrity. And the moment that somebody shits on us or is hypocritical or goes against our loyalty, we take it very much more to heart than a lot of these other kids do, because, oh, well, that's family. You're my brother, you're my sister. You're supposed to stab me in the back. No,
it's not supposed to be like
that's
that.
not how it's supposed to be. And that's why when we came back after 12 years with our Rennie mentality, trying to fit back into this backstabbing, hypocritical world, we were okay for a little while, but quickly Caruso really sucked the fucking life out of me and Cancer very quickly with bringing Mario in, and all of a sudden we weren't the product that they were looking for, even though we could fucking work circles around all of them between my managing and you guys working. Who taught these kids how to work with a manager? I did. Not Gino. Nobody else. I did. Who teaches these kids in the ring now? When you and Cancer are there, you're the ones who are fucking teaching them.
Yeah.
Go somewhere that they're going to respect you. That's why I'm like, thank God for people like Mike Morgan and Ace and, Magic and Dave Swan and Corvus and all those guys that are really trying to help make something out of another league, because there's just so... Between Caruso and Fury and DeLucci, they are a blight on New Jersey, and it needs to stop. And this is why I keep saying we need a commission again. And a lot of people are against the commission, but let me tell you, a lot of these shit promoters would not be working anymore.
16-year-olds would not be on that show.
16-year-olds would not be in the ring. There would not be a juniors league for these schools to start caking money from kids that are barely 16 years old. I mean...
You're 16 years old, don't bump.
I have to
fuck
say,
up your back.
Yeah. When the Graysons first started coming up, they were young. They were 16 and 17 respectively, or they were older?
No, they were 20.
Were they?
They had the body of a 16-year-old.
They do look like... Okay, I apologize, but there were a few kids that were coming. Remember the one with the... Or they were the ones with the dad that was very overzealous?
No.
The one with the overzealous, no, he was younger.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I got them confused.
Yeah.
But there was another kid there with a father who was living the dream through his kid, and if his kid wasn't doing the bump right, the dad was like, do it again. And it's like, get the fuck out of my building.
Truth be told, that kid went to Warriors of Wrestling School and started flourishing. George Pack, that's the kid's name. He actually started flourishing over at Warriors of Wrestling.
Because he got past an arm drag, drop down.
Yeah, they actually...
Foot tackle.
Basically, they were allowed to work him. I guess he walked in there with a chip on his shoulder, and they kind of straightened that out.
Yeah.
And, the kid now works pretty good.
Good for him.
But getting back, that's my big problem with Fury, is his promoting.
Yeah.
And the hypocrisy of him.
Which we have a huge issue with.
If I may say this, because we're over an hour here.
Sure.
So,
but it's good listening.
No, it's good. I just want to say this. At least now, you don't have to worry about it.
No, we're never going back. Don't contact.
Don't have to worry about it.
Don't email us. We will never work for you again, ever.
I love working for
the guys.
Yeah.
I love the guy. That's why I wanted to preface everything I said is I love everybody in that locker room. Yeah. Everybody gets along, everybody laughs, everybody has a good time. But when it comes to the promoting and it comes to running the locker room, it is awful. Yeah. When you go to a show and I'm booked on a show for a tag team match and I get there and now it's a tag team gauntlet and there's too many people on that show and there's fucking 11 matches or 10 matches and I get 6 minutes for a fucking championship match, why the fuck am I here? You want me to fucking promote you want me to be your champion? You want me to promote your as something good? Then don't treat it like it's fucking shit.
We used to promote the fuck. I used to write up all new invites. I would promote the fuck out of his shows for 2 years straight until I started really getting shit on by them. And then we stopped getting our bookings. And all of a sudden, you put the belts on us and you used us less.
Twice. We had
Belts.
one title defense.
Yeah.
One. We had one fucking title defense in the entire year that we've had the fucking belts.
It didn't make any sense.
You
It's
know,
it was like what punishment.
It was
You don't like me, tell me, and I won't come to the shows. Don't punish my fucking boys because you don't like that I tell the truth about what pieces of shit you guys really are.
I don't understand it. Like, you had put the belts on us.
And then nothing.
Oh, yeah, we're doing a rotating roster. Your champion should be on every fucking show. The rotating roster is the ones who challenge the champions.
Spotswood and Pompton Lakes. I got fucking sun poisoning pushing a goddamn show that they didn't even have tickets for. If we didn't bring the tickets and the flyers, if we didn't do the work, they wouldn't have shit at that fucking car show. And what did we get? Nothing in return.
We got fucking bupkis. It was a car show. We ended up getting sunburnt pretty fucking bad.
I did bad because of the medication I was on.
We got sunburnt pretty bad. Charles was there. He was promoting, but he didn't have tickets. And then Fury doesn't show up until like 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
And then disappears and goes and drinks inside.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Like, I was very miffed at that.
They didn't even bring the title. And the other thing is here, you're the tag team titles, but we don't let you use the belts to have any pictures with them.
No promotion.
What the fuck was that?
No promotion with the title. Like, I understand it's not your belt, whatever. I get that. Totally get that. Totally respect that. But don't fucking tell us that we can't use the belts for fucking promoting your product. We're going to promote this show at the building at a car show. We don't have the titles to fucking say that we're the champs.
We were going to go to the New England Fan Fest where we could have really fucking pushed the show.
Yeah.
We asked to borrow the belts. The answer was no. We asked to use them for Legends of the Ring. The answer was no. We don't want to keep your fucking belts. We're not belt marks, Frankie Love. So you can keep your belts up your ass where they've probably been this whole time.
That's categorically impossible.
Not from what I've heard. Have you seen some of the posts on their page?
It's true. That's true. But I just think it's like...
Anything's an anal bead if you're brave enough.
I'm just saying...
What'd you say as you do it like The Rock? Take that sumbitch and put it up there sideways? Is that how that goes?
I just think the NWA has a better reputation than just being used as a suppository. I'm just...
let me tell you, SWF... Tag team title belts were the NWA belts.
Well, here's the thing.
That's how original.
Since Frankie Love wasn't at the at the
It
show on
that
Friday,
whole show just got better and better for you, didn't it?
It did. Since Frankie Love wasn't at the show, as a matter of fact, we didn't have the belts in our hands until 3 minutes before we went out, and the belts didn't match.
Oh, so it was like the CWF show all over again.
Sort of. I mean, like, God bless Magic. If he didn't have a belt, we wouldn't have ever had tag belts. Okay?
He's the one who saved us last time.
Yeah, pretty much. So we had
you, Magic.
We had Magic's tag title belt, right? Which is it's a boxing belt, but it's still nice. Yeah. Okay. And they didn't have another tag belt, so we had to go to the DJ booth who was promoting the Legacy title that they were going to use, and we had to use that belt as the other tag strap. So we ended up doing a gimmick where Cancer wears it backwards, so nobody could really see what the belt is. And I walked around with Magic's belt, and you could kind of hide it that way. But they were two completely different looking title belts.
Again, good going, guys.
Promotion.
Good going.
That's what I'm saying. The promotion behind SWF is horrible. It is.
Shits.
But
drizzling.
The locker room is a great bunch of guys.
Love the boys. Love them.
And that's where I'm going to end my rant. I love the boys being in the locker room.
We got to cut it short here because
anything's
going to suck. Anything's going to suck. But hopefully you have better bookings in the future. You don't have to worry about that shit anymore.
Yes,
we do. He has.
Yes.
Okay.
There is an Ace Ice show.
Okay.
And it's going to be on February 21st. 21st.
Okay.
I believe that's a Sunday. No. And that is at the Mike Morgan Arena, which is at 67 Wallington Street. No, 67 Hathaway Street in Wallington, New Jersey.
You got it.
I got it. Coming right around. So yeah, we got booked for that. So we're kind of excited. We're looking forward to.
Yep, and that looks like a good prospect for you guys.
Yes, absolutely.
And,
We've been working out at Ace for a while, for a little bit now, and we like all the guys there. We like the way they run things. It's a very professional looking building. Yeah. They have an entranceway. They have a ramp. They have fucking like a Titantron.
When you climb on top of the turnbuckle, do you hit your head?
No, you can jump.
You can jump.
You can jump. It's a building.
It's a building.
It's a building.
And because of this new situation coming up, there may be a slight chance that I might come out of retirement.
We shall see.
Slight chance.
We shall see. But
I got to see how my health goes. But slight chance, yeah.
Well, since we're here promoting, you should promote the 8-Bit Legends.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so the 8-Bit Legends is a Twitch channel, twitch.tv, that both me and Kryim run. We wear different hats. I'm Blaster Master. He's Mighty Bomb Jack.
I do have a different hat.
And we, we play all kinds of games for variety streamers. We really, really enjoy. We have a sort of a burgeoning community really coming up. And we're 2 follows away from 100.
2!
So we're really excited about that. If you want to check us out, like I said, it's twitch.tv/8-bit legends. 8_bit_legends. And, so we stream Tuesday through Saturdays, usually, from 8 p.m. till about, 11. And then Friday is Flashback Friday. We play old school games. And then Saturday, depending on if I'm working or not, I usually stream a good chunk. So,
and we'll let you know that we are at 98 follows. Once we hit 100 follows, for every 100 follows we get, we do a drunk show.
Yeah, the thing is, if we get really popular, we can't do that because we will die. Okay.
Well, no. Then we change to like subscriptions or something.
Yeah. But
man, if we could get that kind of following on our podcast, that'd be awesome.
But all right. So, but for Kryim.
Yeah, that's me.
And for Dante.
Hey.
I'm Big Dick Giddeon, and we will see you all, or talk to you all.
Talk to you all.
Next week.
Bye, guys.